Hey y'all, welcome to the You Ain't Lying podcast. It's a special episode today. My brother is on here, so we about to get into it. Sage.
I'm Sage, and we're introducing our brother, Khalil.
What's going on? How y'all doing?
How you feeling?
I'm good. Appreciate y'all having me. I'm looking forward to it.
Were you surprised when we asked you?
Nah,
No?
I was waiting on it. Like I said, I gave y'all about 2 more weeks, and I was y'all was gonna have a message.
No, you already knew this episode was coming though.
It was coming. It had to come. So we're going to do some icebreaker games. I want you to describe yourself in 3 words.
In 3 words? I say outgoing, caring,
Okay.
and a leader.
A leader?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
Describe yourself in 3 words.
I say athletic, charismatic, and a real one.
Okay. Okay.
For real.
Facts.
For me, I would say I'm passionate about things I'm passionate about. Driven and goofy.
Is goofy.
I think all of us are goofy. I
Facts.
was waiting for you to say that because you're the goofiest one.
Fact.
Yes.
Nah, he gonna contain it on this podcast, y'all. But I want you to be. I want to be so clear with you. This is the You Ain't Lying podcast, so I gotta tell the truth. This is one of the goofiest people I know in general. He gonna keep his composure today because
Maybe.
he's a professional. But
We might be able to pull it out.
I hope I can. I hope I can.
Let's get it going.
So this is our
So-
first guest, so I just want the rules to be known.
Okay.
If you lying, we calling it out.
Copy.
And keep in mind, he's had about a couple of days to know he was coming on here. And I had told him, I'm going to call you out on every little thing because this is the You Ain't Lying podcast. And I really want to stand on that.
For real. So if you don't want to talk about it, just be like, next.
Okay. I can
Okay,
respect
favorite
that.
superheroes. Mine's Batman.
Superhero. I'm gonna keep it a whole 100 with you. I don't have a specific superhero.
So you not into Marvel, DC,
Nah.
none of that?
He was never them.
I was never one of those, but my mom's. I say that's my superhero. You know,
That's a good one.
facts.
You gang?
No cap. I was a Hulk smash kid.
You remember the gloves.
I was a Hulk smash kid. I was that.
What about Hulk?
To be honest, I related to his anger, like how he could be like that business dude, and all of a sudden you pull that anger out of him, and he just go Hulk smash.
Was that like a superpower though? He's like an alien?
something like that. I don't know really.
See,
the
I
whole
like
story.
Batman because he was straight human.
I respect
Smart
that. I respect that.
and rich.
I like Batman.
You like Batman?
Yeah.
You seen Batman movies?
Yeah, I watched the movie. Yeah.
How many superhero movies have you seen?
That's about it. Batman, I think, is about it. Spider-Man, maybe?
Spider-Man is second for me.
Yeah, Spider-Man. All the typical,
Yeah.
Batman, Spider-Man.
Okay.
I mean,
That's,
yeah.
I guess that's cool, I guess. I guess. So we've known Khalil, since 7, 8 years old? How young?
I had just came back from the Truth, that league, when I had did the summer in Dallas,
Mm-hmm.
and then played that season. So it was 2010, 11.
10 years old?
Yeah.
I think younger than that.
Well, I think
I think y'all were like in
Nah.
3rd or 4th grade.
No, I was I moved to Frisco in 5th grade. I went
Okay. So 5th
to
grade, 10
elementary
years
school
old.
in Frisco.
yeah.
So you're saying we've known you for almost 14 years.
Yeah, I'd pretty much say that because that's when we started Frisco Football League. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Cause I remember when I was playing in the Truth, I'm hearing about this dude playing on the Jets that's tearing up the league.
So that was your first impression of him.
Yeah, I mean, I had heard about him because, like, you know, he had just played with folks that I knew.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, like, when I heard about that and then actually met him because he actually happened to be on my team when I came back, it was a whole different story.
Yeah.
And what
facts.
was your first impression?
Nah, pretty much the same thing. I was pretty known in the Frisco Football League. And I remember my pops, he was in the backyard and he was telling me there's some cat coming from Deion Sanders' team.
We're going to clarify which dad.
My stepdad.
Okay.
My stepdad. My ex.
We gonna get into that.
So, yeah, he was like, yeah, some cat coming from Deion Sanders' team. He's supposed to be, you know, one of them. So I was like, all right, we're gonna see what he's talking about when we get to practice. And then, you know,
So y'all got to practice.
Yeah, we got to practice, and yeah, we was up from there. We was at it.
Y'all clicked like immediately. Our mamas clicked immediately.
Yeah.
I was just a bystander.
No, I mean, you know how God put certain people in your life that need to be put in there
Yeah.
at that certain time. At that time, my dad really was like in and out for real.
He was there when it was season.
In the season, but when I say in and out for real, like that's when it hurt the most.
Right. Because it was
Because
evident.
like it was evident. The moment I wasn't playing good, like it was evident. So like at that time, like I can honestly say Arthur, his stepdad at the time,
Mm.
was a big impact on me. Like, and that I would say like 3-4 years was like a big
Yeah.
impact.
You was at his house a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't even know your name until you was in middle school.
Yeah.
It was-
Nobody knew your name.
I don't think nobody know. He used to go by Breeze. Like, hey, Breeze, Khalil Breeze Clark. was
Literally,
his
because he was
name,
the
for real.
fastest one on the team.
Yeah.
Well,
That
I
was-
mean,
that was-
relax.
I mean, let's just be real.
We was racing every. Who was giving you a run for your man every day?
Yeah, for sure.
Every day, I would win some.
Yeah.
Well,
we
he
go
held
back
the
and
team
forth.
down when you got hurt, though.
Facts, and I.
He put the team on his
Nah,
back.
but that made me respect bro even more at that point in time for real, because that was something like. I was like, I felt like I would have did. Like, you know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like, if the roles were switched,
'Cause
I
it
would be
was
like,
you-
I got you, brother.
You and Deuce.
Deuce.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out Deuce, man. We got to get him on a podcast one day.
Shout
Yeah.
out Deuce.
That's my dog for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
When did you transition from football to basketball? Because you just quit football.
Yeah, it was kind of always a back and forth thing. I always did both pretty much all
Okay.
my life. Probably until high school, maybe. Yeah, high school after freshman year.
Sorry to cut you off, but for the people like that don't know you're coming up, like, where were you born? Like, like, what's your history on that, man?
Yeah. I was originally born in Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah, in St. Paul, Minnesota.
Okay.
That's where I was born at. My mom, she's from South Africa. Small island called Mozambique. To be
Okay.
exact. So yeah, that's where she's from. And my pops, he's from here. He's from Dallas. So yeah, I was born in Minnesota. I moved from Minnesota probably when I was about 2 years old, down here to Dallas, and grew up in pretty much Pleasant Grove. That was where I grew up at, was Pleasant Grove.
What was Pleasant Grove like for you?
Was that with your dad?
That was with my mom.
Okay.
My dad, my real dad he was locked up when I was born.
Oh,
Yeah, so-
okay.
Me and my mom, we moved from Minnesota to Dallas about when I was two years old. Like
When did
I
he
said.
get out? How old were you?
My dad, I was 5
Okay.
5 years old when he got out. Yeah.
Mm.
You think that impacted you, not having him the first years of your life?
Um,
Or you was
Yeah.
too young?
yeah, I was young, so it really didn't impact me too much. Last time I remember, the only real memories I have was being with him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because when he did get out, I was always going back and forth from here to Minnesota. You know, for the summers, I would spend the summers with him. And I just remember we was
cutting up.
I go to Minnesota. He asked me what I want to do. I want to go to the mall. We going to the mall. I'm getting whatever I want. And so he was just just think about the best pops you could think of. Like, that was him.
Because he was running a club out there, wasn't he?
Yeah, he owned some
Keep the
nightclubs
mic
out
in
there.
front of you.
Yeah. Yeah, got me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good.
Yeah, so he owned 2 nightclubs out in St. Paul, Minnesota. And he was pretty much a club promoter.
So who lived in Dallas? Your mom did.
My mom lived in Dallas.
And you kept going back to Minnesota for him. Okay.
Yeah, I lived in Pleasant Grove in Dallas.
Let's shout out Papa.
Yeah, I pretty much lived with my mom and my grandparents.
Okay.
So we all
Because
stayed.
they did their thing for sure.
Yeah, we all stayed in Pleasant Grove. And so I went to elementary school, pretty much daycare and everything out there in Pleasant
You
Grove.
was a pretty rambunctious child when I met you.
What you mean by that?
You was wild.
Yeah.
You had no filter.
Yeah, nah, I didn't.
Troublemaker.
It was like I said, that was a big transition coming from, you know, South Dallas to Frisco.
You were playing sports in the Grove?
Yeah. I
Okay.
played for the Pleasant Grove Falcons. That was
Okay, go. Shout out Falcons.
Yeah, shout out
For real.
shout out the Falcons. So yeah.
And that was the football team?
Yeah, that was our football team and our basketball team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did them both. So them was my dogs.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
And then you moved to Frisco.
Yep. I moved to Frisco. Pretty much my mom met my stepdad.
Okay.
I was about 6 years old. And she met my stepdad, and we stayed in Pleasant Grove for a little bit, probably about a year, and then we
Okay.
ended up moving to Frisco.
So your mom and dad was never married.
They were
They were just together.
Yeah, they were together.
Okay.
Yeah, they were together. So yeah, I moved to Frisco with my stepdad and my mom, probably about 6 years old.
Were you mad to move and leave your grandparents and
Yeah,
move
I
to
was
this
mad. That's
uppity
actually
city?
I was so pissed off I'm sorry, excuse my language.
No, you good,
Be real.
bro.
Okay.
No, I'm about to start cussing in a
Okay,
minute
alright,
too.
But no, I was pissed off to move from Pleasant Grove because all my friends lived out there.
Mhm.
I was one of those kids. We was outside. Like, I was outside. I'm in the street, like not in the streets, but you know, with
As a
us
kid,
kids,
yeah.
we hitting the block. We going from house to house. I'm staying with my
We
peoples
relate.
here. Yeah, so you know the typical regular kid thing. So
Yeah.
when they said we had to leave, I was like, what? Like, I'm not leaving. Y'all tripping. Like, whatever y'all got going on,
That's between y'all.
that's between y'all. I'm staying either here or with my granny. Like, and so my mom, she knew how much I wanted to stay. So she actually, her and my stepdad ended up buying a house like 5 minutes away from my granny house.
Okay.
Because I did not want to leave her house. So we stayed there for about a year, probably about a year and a half. And then we ended up moving to Frisco from there. Yep.
Dang. And how you feel about Frisco?
Like I said, I didn't like it at first. My mom, she moved me out there because she knew it wasn't nothing good back where I was at. So, you know, she was, you know, let's take him out here. Let's see if he can stop getting in trouble. Let's see if he can stop doing this, doing that. And so, like I said, I was pissed off. But when I got out there, I'm one of those kids, I'm going to adapt wherever I'm
Right.
at. So I've been moving from school to school to school all my life. So it was kind of something that I was used to, you know what I'm saying? Wherever I
So
go,
you
I'm
like
going to make
change.
some friends. Yeah.
Or you welcome change?
Yeah, I didn't necessarily like it, but I didn't have a problem with it. You know,
Okay.
if there was change.
Was he your
Let's do
first friend? In
When
Frisco?
I moved to Frisco,
Like real friend?
yeah, he was. Yeah. That was my first friend. Yeah. Because I didn't, you know, I went to elementary school. I was going to Fisher. And where was you at? You was at
Elementary, I was
Gunstream.
Gunstream. Yeah, you were at Gunstream and I was at Fisher. And so, you know, I had some friends there, but nobody that I really messed with till today. And then I think, you know, while I was at Fisher is when we was playing in the Frisco Football
Okay.
League. And that's when he ended up coming and I came there and we met at practice, really.
At practice.
And when I met him, I'm like, yeah, bet, that's my dog. Like, it ain't no
It was
splitting them
raps
up.
after
It
that.
ain't
Nah,
no like.
because how you
yeah.
gonna ask me if I got some real ink?
Nah,
We
that was
come
crazy.
back from the cruise. I got a cross on my arm. That's how I knew I was always gonna have some ink though. But I had a cross on my arm, and we running through the drills in practice. He gonna come up in during one of the drills talking about, "Hey, is that real?"
Nah, I had I didn't know.
And you was little.
Yeah, I was a smaller kid, but I had always been the smallest kid, and he was actually bigger than a lot of us. Like
he had his growth spurt,
yeah,
before
he had
everybody.
It early. Yeah, he had it.
If we're gonna be real, I'm supposed to be 6'2", 6'3" right now.
Yeah, this kid was wearing a size 10 in third grade. So
if we're gonna be real,
like. Yeah, he was way bigger than everybody, and I'm just looking at him, and like I said, I ain't never really met anybody who can keep up with me in speed, and so I'm looking, and it was funny because I had my cousin with me, Tank. Shout out my dog, cousin Tank. Yeah,
real one.
And he kept coming to me like, bro, who is this man child? Like,
because he was sturdy.
He cut up like he walking around in this tight muscle shirt, like
for real.
I remember it was a blue Under Armour, like tight ass blue Under Armour with the airbrush tattoo. I'm like, bro, is that real? Like, or
who are you?
Yeah, and he was like, nah, bro, it's an airbrush. I'm like, oh, okay, for sure. But to just see somebody who was just as competitive as me, I think that's what kind of drew us. Kind of locked us in. We was the best ones on the team. We always went at it. Coach calling, us two to go at it.
Right.
So, that's just kind of how we connected most. And then, like I said, it was up from there.
They couldn't separate us from there. Y'all would walk everywhere.
Yeah, facts.
Get into all sorts of trouble.
And to be honest, at that time, I needed a brother.
You always wanted a brother.
But it was yeah,
because you're the only child on your mom's side.
For me, like, because you were going through your stuff with mom at that time. And you were in and out the house. So at that time, I was lost. And keep in mind, Dad still treating me how he treated me.
I was mean.
Yeah, that's why when you said you was kind of like the standout, I'm like, it was because me personally, I was scared of her when we first,
You thought I was cute though.
But I had a crush. Yeah. Okay. But I was really scared of her. Like,
almost fought countless times over that.
Yeah, I'm saying that was early.
You was OD with it, commenting on all my posts.
Yeah.
We almost fought countless times over that.
I was young, bro.
That's exactly what it was.
It was just young and dumb. Because you lived with us, when you moved schools to be with him.
Yeah.
Was that middle school or high school?
High school.
No, you went to
Freshman year.
We skipping though.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Because we gotta talk about that summer leading up to that. Because we ain't even talk about when I was living by him. When I was at living at Panther Creek.
With Dad's situation.
Yeah,
that's when I got kicked out.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, that whole time right there was a stretch of time where it was... that's when we really grew closer together, because like Dad's going through his situation, Mom's going through her situations, and then
he got his situations.
So we just running.
Everybody has something going on,
running wild, and we can only find like, hey, brother, we gonna make it through this together. Like, with this sport, with football, whatever it is, we gonna do it, bro. For real.
So at what point did y'all realize, like, this is forever? Like, you my brother for life?
That's a good question.
Like, was there like a moment? Was it a situation y'all had and you was like, oh, he's a rider for real?
Probably.
I mean, I can only think of one situation that I really like. Cause like my mom was drunk, his mom was drunk, and like we're both just sitting on the curb like, what the fuck do we do right now? You know what I'm saying?
Which house were y'all at?
We at his crib.
Okay.
That's really the only time I remember, like, we was just like, bro,
like, this is our
life.
gonna
make it out. We gonna make it out this shit, bro. This shit is crazy.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, that was we had that conversation on the way here, like, and we actually talked about it, and it was like,
can you explain the situation to The people.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of them situations to where we was just both going through what we felt like was a tough time. You know, I think just like everyone's parents, you know, our moms had problems. You know?
He's like, just to keep it a buck.
You know,
Deep
just like
problems.
everyone's parents out there, you know, everybody in this world has issues that they deal with. And you know, just so happened to be that our mom dealt with the same issues.
Right.
So, you know, not even to get too much in depth about that, but just to be able to that we was connecting because we was feeling the type of way, you know, it made us feel a type of way that we had to see what was going on. We had to see.
So y'all was friends for athletic reasons, and then y'all became friends for emotion.
Yeah,
like tighter
pretty
for
much.
like,
Yeah.
oh, you can relate to how I'm feeling. I don't even have to speak on it too
Right,
much.
No,
right,
for
right,
real.
Like I
right.
don't have to tell it all because you
Mhm.
get it.
Yeah.
But, and keep in mind, before that situation as well, we're spending every day with each other during that summer.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all
So,
like
like,
lived together. Y'all was
mhm.
house
So, like,
hopping,
Yeah.
So every day it's either we're at his crib or my crib,
walking around,
and we
just-
can't even find peace at no crib for real.
Yeah, for real.
So
Well, because
like
we know what was going on in our crib.
exactly. So like we running back and forth, and we like, damn, we can go to the mall, we can go do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. And
Just-
my piece wasn't even necessarily from my mom's. Like, you know, at home was great. Like I said, I was in Frisco with my mom and my stepdad. And I they did everything for me.
Yeah.
You know, they looked out. Arthur is his name. I call him my dad till today. So I'll never take anything for granted for that part of it. But I would say more so the fact of missing my real dad.
That's what I was just about to ask. Like,
You
where
know,
was
and
he
then
in that
you-
time period?
And then also him as well, you know, not kind of having the connection that he wants with his real dad. That was more so where the anger came from. Like,
So when you moved, your dad was still in Minnesota?
yeah.
Okay.
was
When did he
still-
move to Dallas?
He actually moved to Dallas my sophomore year of high school.
Okay.
When I actually moved in with him. I left from being with my mom and Arthur, and I moved in with my dad. Yeah. My dad or my mom and my stepdad got a divorce. So then I moved in with my dad.
It was not good at that house anymore.
Yeah,
It was
like what change was like? How was that change for you? Cause
bro, that was probably one of the hardest things that I say I ever had to encounter. Like,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? Because
yeah,
you got to think it was from the time that I was 6 years old,
Right.
moving from Pleasant Grove to Frisco. Now I'm a
16,
sophomore in
yeah.
high school. So I've been with this male, this man
A
that
great-
entire
a
time.
great male figure is
Yeah,
that, man.
yeah. I've been with him this entire time. So when it was like they came and told me like, "Oh, we're getting a divorce," I'm
Did
like,
you know like there was issues?
Oh yeah, I knew there was stuff. I definitely knew there was things going on, but
Not to that degree.
yeah, I'm like, ain't no way he gonna, you know, and it was, yeah, I didn't think it was to them circumstances at all. So
And you knew about this?
I mean, like I said, I used to be over there every day, so I was seeing the same thing he was seeing
Right.
every day,
yeah,
and I remember a lot of the.
And that's when you went to
Arguments.
the Plano High School?
yeah. So I left Frisco, where I was actually with you. That was freshman year. We was at Centennial.
Yeah,
And
you was
so
staying with
I was
us,
pretty
yeah.
much staying with y'all
Yeah.
in order to go to Centennial, to go to Frisco High School. And so that summer is when they ended up getting the divorce. And they had told me like, okay, well, we're leaving, this house. So you're going to go ahead and move in with your dad. And my dad was staying in Plano. So I ended up going to Shepton High School, which is a junior high, my sophomore year,
Okay.
and went to Shepton.
And then what made, because he went to the colony and then you went to the colony.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like what? Like y'all just kept
So I
staying
tell
together.
everybody this. They're always like, "Where'd you go to high school at?" And it's like the same story every time. It's like, bro, I went to 4 different high schools all 4 years. So freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, senior year.
Okay, so what are all the
Was
four
high
schools?
schools. I went to Frisco Centennial my freshman year. I went to Shepton High School my sophomore year. I went to Plano West my junior year. And then I went to the Colony where I graduated from my senior year.
Which one was the best?
The best? That's a good question. The Colony for sure.
The Colony?
Yeah,
And
I
for
would
you,
say
gang?
TC.
Better.
that
You heard a lot
senior-
of people leaving Centennial.
That senior year was so turned, bro. Like those types of memories, you ain't never gonna get back for real.
The
But
Colony
I
was
will
crazy.
say, and this is
Yeah,
what
it
I
was.
will say as well. All 3 of my years at Centennial, I really like me and my brothers ran that school. Like
Yes.
my brothers Bryson, Hunter,
Jay Will.
all them. Like I can't even get into it because it's a lot. Kenny, like if we really want to get into it, like
Shout out
J
Kenny.
Rose, like we really ran that school. And when KC was there, freshman year coming in there, we was really running it as freshmen. So like,
Dang.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you think changing high schools made you just pick one sport? Or you just was done with football?
Nah, my mom actually was the one who kind of was like, "You're done with football."
Oh, she just told you flat out.
Yeah, it was more so for safety reasons. Shit, really.
Prime example.
It was like it was safety reasons, and then it's like I'm trying to argue it, and it's like, look at your best friend, like he's
Right.
getting them back to back. He's like,
7.
so I had got one bad concussion in a football game, and I remember she had ran on the field. She was scared for her life.
He was the smallest
I
one.
was stuck. Like I couldn't move. I was messed up. And so pretty much after that, she was like, "Yeah, I can't do it no more. You're done."
Dumb.
And so I respected it, and I was pretty mad, but basketball is what I kind of wanted to do anyways.
You
but
love
football is
basketball
what
more?
I kind of should have did. Yeah,
You should have did track.
He would have went D1 in
Yeah.
football, no cap. He would have went D1 in football.
You should have did freaking track.
I did.
As fast as you were.
I did track. What
You
because I
still
raced middle school. I know for sure I did track because I raced. And yeah, I remember racing y'all school in middle school.
Yeah.
I didn't run in high school though. Nah.
Never.
Nope.
Man, so during that whole time, what is your faith looking like?
My faith.
Yeah.
Did y'all have God growing up? Did y'all go to church?
Oh, I grew up in church.
Okay.
As y'all know, I guess that video everybody has seen it now. But it's on YouTube. It's a video of me preaching.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm in a suit. I'm probably about 4 years old.
Oh, baby Khalil in a suit.
Yeah, and it was actually my birthday, and I'm preaching. But that's actually always what I wanted to be, was a preacher. That was like
That's crazy.
when I was little, I wanted to be a preacher because I grew up in the church, and my pastor, he was actually from South Africa too, but he was just so fly, like walking in the church, just fly. And I just respected him. I had a lot of respect for him, and that's just what I wanted to do. I wanted to sing up there. I wanted to stomp my feet. I wanted to do all that. I wanted to make people in the crowd crying, and you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I grew up in the church all my life. I've been in the church.
You still want to be a preacher?
Nah, I'm not gonna say I want to be a preacher, but I want to be something along the preacher lines.
Okay, you want to be in the ministry.
Not even I would say in the ministry, but I say, like I said, I want to lead people.
Okay.
I want to continue to inspire people, motivate
that.
people. So it's pretty much the same characteristics that a preacher has, but
Have you ever been baptized?
no, I actually haven't been baptized. I haven't.
I have twice.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's always been something I kind of wanted to do, but I don't know. That's not. I don't think I haven't seen too many people in my family get baptized. Like I said, we grew up in a pretty much predominantly black church, but it was real small.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was like 15 to 20 of us,
Oh, okay.
so
Tiny.
everybody knew everybody. It was literally, the church was probably the size of this room. Like literally, we're sitting in little chairs, and we just got to stand up there. So you know, it wasn't too much of baptism going on.
Okay.
But you know, growing up, I've seen people get baptized. I'm like, oh, it's pretty. I just haven't. I don't know. I don't know why.
It just never occurred to you.
I guess not. I guess not. No.
You been baptized?
Yeah. Yeah, 8th grade.
8th grade?
I'll never forget it because that's when my life went for the worst.
Not went for the worst.
I'm talking about like I was really battling spiritually after that. Like,
okay.
Yeah, so
okay,
it came up. That's when I found out.
How's your faith today?
Stronger than ever.
I'd love to hear that.
You know, it's crazy because I'm not too much. I'll be honest. I'm not too much as, you know, present in the church house today as I was growing up. Just because, you know, life things do occur. So not to make any excuses. I do go to church when I can, of course, but you know, I'm not as active in there. But as far as my relationship with God, and my dog, and my dog, you know, I feel like that's where I'm at today, you know, and can't nobody really tell me different, you know. So yeah, that's where I stand with it.
Let's avoid the elephant in the room.
What is that?
My dude is a father.
Yeah, I'm a pops.
And the 1-year birthday is coming up.
Well, I just want to make a side note. I won the bet.
What was the bet?
What was the bet?
Oh, that he would be first, because we both bet on you, and it was supposed to be you.
I won the. No, it wasn't. Yeah, I was trying to play me. No, it wasn't because it ain't.
True. But if you had stayed in our relationship a little bit longer,
it wasn't because it ain't.
Let's just be real, Khalil.
Well, he the first,
He's
so
the
I won the
first.
bet.
And like the only in the friend group over on this side.
So how has that been for you?
How was it finding out? Let's start from the beginning. When Shorty told you,
Were
were you surprised or you knew?
Nah, I tell everybody, like, when I found out, I laughed. Yeah, she was crying. She was
And
messed
you
up.
just laughing.
And I'm sitting at the edge of the bed. I'm looking at her, and she's crying. She's yelling, and I'm just sitting there like, I'm laughing about it now. But yeah, this is how I literally was. You know, I was sitting there laughing, a little, just kind of chuckling, like, yeah, all right.
You
whatever.
didn't believe it.
I mean, yeah, I believed it, but I'm like, it ain't gonna
It hadn't
be
hit
that.
you like.
Yeah, I'm like, it's not really that.
It was a surreal feeling.
Yeah, it was kind of like, okay, you know, yeah, I deal with it, but in the back of my head, I'm like, nah, it ain't even one.
Was there ever like y'all thought about not keeping the baby?
Or
Or y'all just knew from the beginning?
Great question.
honestly, me personally, I knew from the jump it wasn't gonna be my decision to really make that choice. And I had kind of just stood firm with that. You know, so I always assumed that I was gonna have it. I'm like, all right, you know, but you know, she brought up times of like, you know, of course, I'm scared. I don't know if I'm ready for it. What's gonna happen?
Right.
How are we gonna make
Naturally.
this? Yeah, natural things. But honestly, once she told her mom, I'm like, oh yeah, we're having this kid. You made your choice up now. She
Right.
knows. Oh yeah, we're having this baby.
How'd you
So-
tell your mom?
Well, talking about before you asked that, were y'all dating when you found out?
Yeah, was that your girlfriend?
Yeah, I mean, we were dating.
Okay.
We were dating. Yeah, that was my girl. You
I ain't
know,
gonna front.
that was my girl. Honestly, I say that was my girl from the day I met her. It was my girl.
Okay.
They can really tell me nothing else. She couldn't tell me
Period.
nothing else. Like,
I hear that.
it was that for sure.
So was she with you when you told your family, or you told them alone?
I told my people alone. But of course I did go with her to tell her dad, of course.
Okay.
And she told her mom, and her mom kind of held it away from, you know, her dad for a little bit, maybe like a day or two. And then probably ended up telling them. But yeah, when she actually went over there to tell him, I went over there with her.
Was anyone mad?
So when she told her mom, she told her mom, she's like, please don't tell my dad, of course. And so I don't know how long it was until she told her dad, but before we got over there to tell him, he had already knew about it. Because her mom was like, no, I'm going to tell him before y'all get here because I don't know what his reaction might be.
Right.
So let me tell him now, let him, cool off, and then y'all come, and of course, y'all tell him, and so we went over there and told him.
I just want to put this out there. Her dad is not the average Joe. He is a swole police officer, or what is he? A lieutenant now?
He's a commander, I believe. I believe he's the commander of the Fort Worth Police Department.
So were you sweating telling him?
So that's not.
Oh yeah.
He's a dangerous man. Let's just say.
And
that.
shout out to him too. That's
Yeah.
He's also been a major factor in my life. He's played a big part. He's played a big role as far as since I've met Jaden, who is my girlfriend. So yeah, shout out to you, Mr. Williams.
So how has Halo changed you? She slow you down, speed you up, humble you, soften you?
Y'all want me to tell y'all like for real?
For real?
This is the You Ain't Lying podcast, man. Come on.
She changed me a lot. For the better. You know what I'm saying? Of course. When I found out I was having Halo, I wasn't on the right track. You know what I'm saying? I lived a good life. I took care of what I needed to take care of, but how I did it wasn't the most productive. It wasn't the best way how I did it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
To not get into too much detail, but I knew that it had to be a change. I knew that the things that I was doing could only end up two ways. You know what I'm saying?
Ways, yep.
And so my dad, I watched my dad make them same mistakes. And so I kind of knew that I couldn't do the same thing.
Yeah.
So when I found out I was having a girl at that,
right,
a girl at that, that also changes the dynamic a little bit. I'm like, yeah, something got to give. We got to. And mind you, I had the credentials, I had the capability. I was still doing what I was supposed to be doing.
So you had all your certifications.
Yeah,
you
as
had
far
your
as
good job.
doing the good job. You
had your little side hustle.
But eventually, it was like I got to a point to where, okay, I'm making this type of money. I'm done with that. That shit too hard. I'm too young. I don't feel like I should even be doing that right now. I'm trying to go kick it. I'm trying to have time. I'm trying to have, I'm trying to do what I do. So I kind of drifted away from that entire kind of little industry. I was no longer waking up studying, waking up watching them podcasts, calling mentors up, like, hey, what should I be doing? What should I be watching? I was no longer doing them type of things.
Okay.
I was fully committed into something else. And, when I knew I was having a daughter, I was like, nah, this we can't do this.
So how did you end that? You just...
Shit, I stopped.
It's great.
I stopped.
Was there like a process or?
It's like y'all say, it's funny how God works, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Because what I was doing, it had to stop. And it had to stop not by choice. Like it wasn't my choice. Like we had already came to a point to where like we're like, yeah, this gotta stop.
It's too much.
It was
it's
at that point.
We're like, yeah, we gotta cut it off. You know what I'm saying? And that time just so happened to be the time that I found out I'm having a daughter. So it's like, all right, cool.
God.
Well, shit, if this is what God telling me to do, I'm gonna go ahead and obey and take my ass, go do what I need to do for my daughter.
That was a proud moment as a brother for me.
Yeah,
because at the same time we eating together,
right?
So like that was a proud moment for me, like just to see him
mature and make that mature decision,
not to fall under the same family path, the same.
Well, he don't want to be locked up like how his dad was till he's 5, till his daughter 5.
No, right. But I mean, like at the end of the day, we know at the same time it's easy for a man to do the same thing.
Easy money,
it's real
ain't the
easy
best
when
money.
you was doing what I was doing, how I was doing it too. It's real easy for anybody to fall into that type of trap. Like anybody with just a little bit, me personally, is how I feel, with a little bit of less self-control, wasn't gonna be able to get out of that.
Any advice for people who are living that way right now?
I mean, me personally, I'm not gonna knock anybody hustle. I feel like some circumstances, you need to get it how you need to get it, you know, and I say that to say because I know what that feeling feel like, you know what I'm saying, to where you feel like, oh, I gotta go get it.
No other option.
I can't ask nobody for this shit. Like,
no other
and not to say like I couldn't ask nobody, because I definitely could, but me, it was more so of an ego thing.
Okay.
More so of a pride thing. Like, I'm not gonna ask nobody for this and keep asking people for that.
Yeah.
Feeling like I owe people this.
Be a burden.
Right. So I'm like, I'm finna go get it how I gotta get it. But me personally, what I would say is it's a better way. Like, don't be so little-minded. Like, bro, it's this shit bigger.
And it don't last forever.
Yeah, and it should get way bigger, bro. So, what you think you doing, what you think, that money you think you making, you it may look big to you, but it get bigger. It get way bigger, and it's a better route to do it, bro. I guarantee you.
Oh my goodness. And that's what I had to sit there and realize. Like, if you sit there and study your books, knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power.
So, like, if you really go grab that knowledge, because it's out there.
It's free.
And it's like, man, it's really for the ones that want to go grab it. That's going to go get it. If you just sitting there hoping and wishing, you ain't never going to get there.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, a big part of that was just being able to see that, though. Them cats who's doing what they doing it not only because they don't have no choice, but because they ain't seen nobody else do nothing bigger than that.
Way, yeah.
Ain't nobody else did nothing differently. So it's like, why I'm gonna go do something else? You know what I'm saying? With me, it was a little different.
You
I had both sides.
Yeah, literally what I was thinking. You saw someone doing it the right way and someone doing it a different way.
You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like that's something I was blessed with, and not everybody has that.
Right. That's very valid.
You know what I'm saying? Right. That was something that I was blessed with. God placed him in my life for a reason, and I kind of figured out what that reason was as I grew up. So it takes you to see it first for you to actually believe it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Until you see it, and I got to see it, so that's what made me okay. It's more to this. It gets bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean when I say it get bigger than this. You know what I'm saying? It's somebody else who's doing more than what you're doing. You just ain't found who that person was yet.
Right. So how's Halo's personality? She goofy like you?
Oh, she's a character. Spoiled, bro. You can't tell her nothing.
She talking?
Yeah, she, dada. That was her first words.
You love that.
Yeah, facts. Dada was her first words. And so now that's pretty much, she says dada, mama, her yaya, that's my mama. Her Mimi, which is my girlfriend's mom. And so them pretty much her words right there.
Okay.
But yeah, she just took her first couple steps a couple days ago, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's been the biggest thing you've learned for real as being a father?
Either about yourself or just about fatherhood in general.
That's a good question. Patience. I think patience is something that I feel like I've always kind of had, but having a kid, bro, you gotta have patience, bro. Like, bro, my little girl, I love her to death, but boy, she wear me out. Like, real talk, she wear me out. She wear her mama out too. Like, her mama, boy, she put her mama through hell. When I'm at work, she's putting her mama through hell at the crib.
Shout out Jaden.
For sure, yeah. So shout out to her moms for just doing everything that she does.
You ready for Father's Day?
Hey, go bump that Russian cream too, by the way.
Yeah.
Shout out
to her. Y'all go tap in with her music, man.
Yeah,
for sure.
Y'all got plans for Father's Day?
I don't know what they got planned for me. We just did a little something for Mother's Day. I took them out to eat and let her go get her nails and hair or her nails and feet done.
All the girl stuff.
Makeup bags.
Woman.
shoes and
I love
tattoos and all types of things. So yeah, we did.
Y'all did it big.
Yeah, we kicked it for sure. We kick it. Yeah.
Okay. Let's get funny.
Yeah, let's do it.
What's your go? You go ahead, bro.
What's some secret talents you got?
A secret talent?
Yeah. Like if someone would be like, I didn't know. I would never guess he could do this.
Yeah. You know one?
You don't got no talents, gang?
I mean, like, nothing that was a secret, though. Not that I feel like everybody pretty much.
I mean, secret. Some people don't know I can kind of sing a little bit.
Oh, you can sing. Oh,
like, that's a secret talent.
Okay. I like to edit.
Okay.
Like films and things like that. People don't really know that.
No.
But
That's
like
a
if you
secret
go look
talent.
on my Instagram, like I be doing the little reels and shit like that.
So you're into
The
like
corny shit, which I would say, but I don't necessarily look at it as a corny thing because if you know me, you know me.
Yeah,
So
facts.
call it what you want
Just
to.
a goofball.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I actually enjoy doing things like that, the little cuts and putting the filters on it and shit like that. So
Yeah.
What's the craziest thing y'all have gotten into?
what you mean, like me and him like got into it?
No, like
Or that we've just got into
together. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
A lot. I'm going to be honest, like, a lot. When we'll be stuck at that mall, a lot.
Something out.
You don't got no funny stories with Jackson.
Oh, I got plenty of funny stories.
Actually, we was just talking about this, gang. And I told Jackson I was going to bring it up to you. Because I said, Jackson, you can eat. And he was like, why does everyone say that? And I'm like, Khalil's the main one that knows he can freaking eat.
Yo. My dog can eat for sure. He been that way though. Like ever since we was kids, like whole steak. Like
And then go
he was
home.
the first person I've ever seen like smash a whole thing of bacon. Like the box.
Yes.
Like, oh, it's a box of bacon in there? Nah, that's lasting a day. Matter of fact, the box and the Eggo waffles.
The whole
Like
both
the whole
boxes.
thing, bro. Like
And then an hour later, eat some cereal.
and a box of cereal. And I'm looking, I'm like, bro, your stomach, like, and I low key be trying to keep up because I'm like, okay, this is how he's so big. Maybe I need to eat more. But it's like we're eating to a point where I'm finna throw up now. You're full, but I'm about to throw up.
Like, there's no
So,
room.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
I had to eat like that.
Yeah.
I remember when you lived with us in the TC house,
Oh yeah.
always got into some stuff. Always got
I'm
into
telling
some
you, that
stuff.
senior year was crazy, bro. You don't even know. The
Hooping,
stories.
the
Okay.
LE versus TC.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Did you want to give a peace out to Miller Time KM3?
Oh yeah, shout out my dog. Long live my dog, Keith Miller. Yeah, he just passed away a couple weeks ago.
How was the funeral?
It was good. It was a great funeral. Shout out his mom. She did her thing. She killed it.
His son is cute.
Yeah.
Like, so freaking cute.
Yeah, my little nephew Luca. Shout out Luca. That's my dog too for sure. But yeah, it was a good funeral, man. It was.
I couldn't go.
Yeah.
Jackson's never liked funerals.
Yeah, I respect it. I
couldn't
respect
go,
that.
bro. I just hate them.
Yeah.
What's your worst date experience with a girl? Where you was like, I'm never talking to her after this. Like,
Damn. Probably a girl breath smelling kind of off, like breath stinking.
That was your worst date? Though? Like, what's your date? You
Yeah,
ain't never
like,
been
what
on a
hap-
date?
he ain't the dating type.
Yeah, you know I'm not the dating type of guy. Well, I am a dating type of guy to the right one, of course. But
I would say you've had some girlfriends.
yeah, I've had
Maybe like 2 to 3.
yeah.
With no dates.
I'm
So
only
you're-
dating my girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Necessarily, I don't really.
So you never dated before her and it was like, mm-mm. You never kicked it with a girl and was like,
I honestly don't think so. I feel like not to say it like all the people, but everyone that I've encountered with, as far as a woman goes, I feel like they've all been pretty cool.
None of them have acted crazy with you?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, some of them act crazy, but like I said, they've all been real cool people. Like, you know.
So you pick them well is what we're hearing.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm just not the type of guy to, even if we break up or even if we not talking, I'm not finna beef out with you. Like, we can still be friends. If you go be with another guy, like, cool. Like,
but they not cool with you being with someone else. Let's be real.
I mean, most of the ones who I've encountered with, like I said, were cool with me being with somebody else because
I can think of one person right now that was not cool.
Well, yeah, but that was, you know, of course.
I'm gonna be so real.
I don't even know if you know who I'm thinking of.
I'm gonna be so real. I'm calling him out right now. No. Any female that bro has seen or been with got an issue.
Had an issue.
And still got one to this day.
An issue what, with me?
Yeah.
I remember one shorty specifically crying to me about you.
Being with someone else. Straight up.
Literally. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, this thing be lying.
I mean, like I said, any one of them people that y'all are probably talking about, I can call till today and like it'll be a normal conversation.
Because they're all like in love with you.
Because they're in hopes. They're in hopes. They're in hopes.
One, I would never do that. But two, like, I'm just saying, if I was to reach out to them, I don't think any of them would have an issue with me reaching out.
Because they still like you.
They're mad.
They're
I don't
mad
know what the case is. I think it's because we just didn't end off on bad terms. Like,
okay.
So you've just been honest with all of them.
I ain't gonna say I've been honest, like the most honest.
I couldn't wait till he tried to lie about that.
But I for sure, like I said, it was not on bad terms that I left off on any of them. You know, it may have been like kind of, oh, forget him, fuck him, but like it was.
I can think of two shorties right now that had issues with you, both in the colony. Well, Little Elm in the colony.
But them issues were like, there was other factors involved in them issues. Like, it was other people involved in them issues. It was like just all types of things. And so
yeah, let's not get into that.
You got any questions for us, bro?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I know this is an interview towards you or like, but it's a conversation as well.
Yeah, not facts. I mean, what I wanted to know, what made y'all come up with this? Like, how y'all come up with this whole little thing, this y'all podcast?
Well, to be honest, it's been on my heart to do it for like 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
And I kept talking about it. I was going to do it. And Jackson was like, well, when are you going to do it? And I was like, well, I don't have all the stuff. He was like, no, you have microphones. You use it at the gym. He's like, you know how to edit a video. You do it at the gym. And I was like, you know what? We need a name. And so that was what was holding us up.
Okay.
So until Jackson told me about Bryson's podcast, shout out Bryson's podcast coming, I don't know when, coming soon.
Bryson who? Bryson
Jenkins.
Okay.
He said hit the name of his podcast, and that's what triggered the name of this podcast. And so then once we got the name, took off.
And I can honestly say that. That's all facts.
Well, shout out to y'all. I haven't got to tell y'all personally, but I'm proud of y'all.
Thanks, brother.
For y'all being able to do what y'all doing. You know, I know this is a lot for you coming out of, you know, trying to get out of character and just kind of, you know,
because you know me,
speak, and you know, it's never really been his thing, but I'm proud of you for stepping out of that and doing what you're doing, and I'm proud of you for getting him to do that.
Shoot,
and
him getting me to do it,
right? And for you as well, just doing what y'all heart tell y'all to do. So shout out to y'all, man.
And I really want to just say this is honestly Christ driven. Like,
yes,
I am not doing this without God, and like that's the honest truth. I don't get the courage or nothing like that without Him.
Literally.
Like, we prayed before this. Like, that gave me that extra boost for real. Like, and He put it on my heart to tell you to do this. You know what I'm saying?
Because
so,
I kept talking about it.
Yeah.
And like, And normally I would let it slide, but he put it on my heart. He was like, bro, make her do this. Make her do, even if you got to get on there, you do this.
Because I wasn't going to do it, Dolo.
But
yeah.
So I was going to have my friend do it, but she was tripping.
She didn't want to do it.
I had to cut her off.
Damn.
what did she end up doing?
She is a porn star now.
Damn.
She does OnlyFans.
And that was your friend?
That was my friend. And really, it wasn't even the fact that she started doing that made me cut her off.
Uh-huh.
It was more so her trying to show what she's doing to my brothers. Like, no respect for me. And hiding it. Like, lying about it. Like, she would go over. You know what y'all was involved in. She would go over there and turn her location off and act like she just was doing something else. Like, you just being sneaky.
Do I know this friend?
Do you?
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Does he? I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure he do.
Okay.
You might.
I'm
I'll
pretty
show you
sure he
after the
do.
podcast.
Okay.
But yeah, so
We ain't gonna say no names.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
We don't
nah,
want to
for
put
sure.
nobody business.
but yeah, I was like, you gotta go. You
Yeah.
gotta go.
Yeah, some people you gotta cut off, man. Like,
It was more so like she just didn't respect me.
yeah, for sure.
Mm,
Hey, some people gotta go.
So then that
You can't
kind of
take
put the
everybody with
podcast
you.
on hold a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
SMH.
So, what's the best advice you've been given?
And who
And
gave
who
it to
gave
you?
it to you?
The best advice that I've been given, and who's given it to me? Probably I say a couple things. I say one, that all a man has is his word.
I live by that. And I'm not even a man.
Yeah, and that was given to me by my stepdad. Shout out him again. You know, just being able to, bro, what you say, make sure you do it. If you say you're gonna do it, you do it. And if you can't do it, you make sure you let them know that you
Yeah.
can't do it. You know, just always be dependable. You know, be that guy that people can call on. So yeah, that was that. And then to just be accountable.
Mhm.
You know, be accountable for your actions. I feel like that's something that our generation struggles with a lot.
I agree.
People don't want to take up for what they did. People don't want to just be like, hey, it's my fault. You know, they feel like they gotta one up somebody.
Or like defend their action.
Yeah, or they
I
feel
hate that.
Yeah, they feel defended, and they
It's like you can't defend being wrong.
And I think it's just an insecurity thing. They're not secure in themselves.
That has
So
to
they
be
have
it.
to defend they have to defend themselves. They feel like they do.
Mhm.
Like, it's
They
okay
can't
to be
take
wrong. We
criticism.
not
They
perfect.
can't take that.
Yeah, facts.
We've all made mistakes.
Mhm.
It's okay.
Yeah, so I feel like once you can do that, I mean, it'll be a lot of situations that, you know, what would go left would go, you know, go in your favor if you just be like, hey, bro, it's my fault. Like, you know, I'll do
Like,
better.
my
I'll
bad.
change. Like, it don't be that hard. So, and not to say I don't struggle with that either, because I do for sure, but it's something that I'm aware of. I try not to, you know, do that. Yeah.
That's crazy.
What about y'all? What's some good advice that y'all been given?
Mm.
And who told y'all?
I mean, something I'll never, ever forget is Mr. Antonio saying, bro, early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Mm.
Because, like, you don't really get it as a kid,
Right.
but the more, like you get older and you're like, bro, you get more time in the day. Like, it's just little things you start to notice about that quote.
And that just made me think of something about Khalil that a lot of people probably don't know. This man has the worst OCD.
to be honest, I was at his crib every day. Due to his mama. His mama did not play none of that.
Worst OCD.
I'm talking about she made sure every day, for real.
Yeah, my mama and my daddy didn't play that. Like, even when I moved in with my pops, sophomore year, like, when my daddy didn't play that. You wake up, you make your bed.
Like clean his
accomplish
car,
something.
clean his house.
Yeah, facts.
Everything
Well,
is like in place
yeah.
all the time.
I got a lot of that from my mom and her side of the family, just being with my granny and stuff. But two, yeah, my dad, he real, like, he don't play none of that dirty shit. Like,
I'm talking
when it come to women, when it come to his house, when it come to anything, like, cleanness is a necessity for sure.
And that was going to be like my advice. That's why I thought of it, because I was always told cleanliness is next to godliness.
Mm. That's
Yeah.
great advice.
So like you could tell where someone is mentally, emotionally, spiritually by their environment.
Who gave you that advice?
I don't know.
That's
I have
good
no
advice.
idea, but whenever like I'm not feeling my best, I look at my environment.
And if it's not clean,
And I'm like, well,
yeah. 'Cause there's a movie, and this dude
I like
takes
that.
a pill, and the first thing he does, because it's like a pill that gives you like this.
The Matrix.
No. It's something like, oh, I'll remember the title. I'll tell you after this. But basically, he takes the pill that gives him more knowledge, gives him more intellect, and the first thing he does is clean his room. And the symbolism to that is like you can't do nothing if your environment isn't
Right.
clean. Like you're like
You can't even think
your
right.
mind won't be straight unless your environment's straight. For real.
That's good. I never thought of it that way until y'all just said that. Like, but it makes sense. Yeah.
Like it's just facts.
Before you start checking somebody else, check what's around you.
Nah,
You know what I'm
for
saying?
real.
Right.
For
So,
real,
yeah,
for
I fuck with
real.
that for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
You my brother.
Yeah.
Like blood really couldn't make us closer.
Nah, real talk.
When people ask me how
Yeah.
many siblings I have, he's always included. Even when there's times we not speaking for real. Because, you know, we had those breaks. But
Yeah,
Yep.
we took some time too, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's inked on me, so you know what it is. With me, it's solid
Yeah.
forever.
Always.
Like, forever.
My dog.
Sorry.
life be happening. I love y'all.
Yeah. I love y'all too, man. Love y'all too.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.
And that's a wrap.
Raps. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate it.